It's the ledger you found in the trash, a cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Thin, see-through copier paper, mostly neon. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being arson, petty theft, you don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one do you want? AKA Leslie and Burke, AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in general, know it's unsolvable. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man. The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear-view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical. You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner. Can you keep yourself off the streets? Threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of perdition. And what is Leslie doing? Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. The officer is also drunk. Way more drunk than Burke there. And let's be fair, in the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it. He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? But both drunk, which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one? It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then, another body. Who knows? Those pages are missing. Don't worry. One day you may still catch the man with the square gun. Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it, in the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young, and they thought they looked cool on it. They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations. They took it, too, where they also took photos of themselves on it. And cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up. And you did. No, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You don't have time to be chasing down murder. Tum-tum-tum. At the hookah parlor was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead, of circumstances completely beaten to death by a throng of Villalobos gang members when him and his partner J.M., only initials mentioned, answered a call one night. It's a sad story, and it isn't really Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve, was doing it solo, said it was a real nutcracker, a real brain twister, was on it for, like, a month. Mills didn't get off the pot, not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with every theory as outlandish. No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor, too. The worst jokes you've ever heard. Really rapey. Still, he'd been on it for months now, said it was the final case. Said it was uncrackable. That murderer. Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum flavored. No, it's soot and water vapor. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, so anyway, young man in his 20s found with his skull busted open, right on the floor of the hookah parlor. In the middle of the day. No one else is in there. Only client that day. In perfect health, too. Some kind of movie producer. No one enters. No one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning, all noon, like he usually does. He's a regular. No, Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin. Movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. Nothing fits. Eerie. Man just dropped dead. So you go to the parlor. You see cushions around the table. See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. It turns off your brain's oxygen supply. And you don't notice it until you get up to go to the bathroom. Yeah, he liked his hookah. Stephen was his name. Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Trying to come up with a movie script, maybe. Anyway, that was Murder at the Hookah Parlor. Joseph Mills wasn't a good... Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard. It's the ledger you found in the trash. The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slide. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, without resistance or sound. 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium, thin wax paper, has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral. It smells of chewing gum. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says Tutti. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, a young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Throw it away, please. Outside, you hear the wind howl. A sudden gale blows in from Martinez. Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in every step I take. It grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your... Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing. You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
There is nothing again. Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout. Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And that's me. Blue eyes, that's me. Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying.
The call when you're...
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
Tell him. Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the olfactory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it, so it didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights. Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing. Don't prod at it. It will start moving again. Yeah, man. What was that about? You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face.
Oh, but you are. They're pouring something.
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket, the air is thick with...
Drink. Water.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself, as it pours down your part.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a...
Actually, beer and cider have loads of water in them.
But these are not the Franco-Nigerian centuries. We are in the present. It is safe to sometimes drink...
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The
What happened? You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. 10 minutes, maybe. That does sometimes happen.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed? Good.
It's the ledger you found in the trash, a cabbage of papers hanging from the board. Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. The words just crossed your mind somehow. Who do you think? It's slightly, ever so slightly, difficult to breathe once you've...
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them. I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it. I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCA being here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them. Everything points to the Dock Workers Union. The tracks, which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them. That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between... In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay? One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first. Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you.
Just a moment. And there's no public...
The closest phone booth is down the coast. So
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear. Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping the union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead. The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into.
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard. I was also hoping she'd...
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
That's just it. This isn't like him at... you have more important things to worry about.
More important than a missing expedition? I don't know. Expeditions often lead to something interesting.
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to...
The water lock, that was broken. Could this be it?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. Oh my, what happened to the water lock? Oh, sweetie. If it weren't for you, I'd be looking for...
You're welcome.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do...
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extreme... Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, yes. A zoologist. A
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into myth.
That's one opinion, yes. and people.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin. Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find her husband, you'll need more concrete information.
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out. We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back. We hit it off, and, well...
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find...
I hope I've been useful. Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with intimate...
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Ah yes, Phasmatodia. A diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially. Oh yeah.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds, hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering...
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with...
It's not made up, officer. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all. Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter. Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly. And not at all. Why else would... Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money. Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe... Oh, hello, dear. There you are.
You're an enthusiastic idiot, but you're still an idiot.
We don't have time for cryptozoology 101.
Can I help you?
Oh, hello, dear. There...
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers. Who told you that? Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all... If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill. Yes? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery. The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined. Whatever is behind.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Yes. I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough.
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
If you say so, Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Goranci Quebec. Please, it's not funny. The man puts his cup down and replies something. His left hand drawing arcs, and he looks up at you, then looks away quickly. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door. He smiles and bangs his leg. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Oh, yes, that door. Sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering.
Wondering about it is, of course, exactly what he's been doing.
Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though. After the animals, yes?
You see, the door does not but the door.
Let me handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are?
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
Yes, extremely normal. I'm not a gardener, by the way. I'm a legal counselor, so let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. No.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an...
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have what you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. Aggressive, you make your living enforcing violence. These people...
Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We let you off easy, miss.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. Look, a comedian. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinez.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary.
What are we going to do to you? The Union isn't going to do anything to you.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we...
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up? Ah, man, me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic wave, but those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man? Hey, man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull some sort of an
Entrapment is a practice whereby an officer of the law induces a person to commit a criminal offense that the person would have otherwise been unlikely to commit.
Then what's your deal here?
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamra.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration. Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo, and it gives me time to work on my rhymes.
A rhymesmith? This is quite credible. It goes with its cadence and way of speaking.
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to...
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire. Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like...
Whoa. What else? Silent communion. That's good. Dang, that's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
Or did you learn it in school? More importantly, who can prove if you did? Go with it. You deserve some acclaim.
Right. But really, no bullshit. That's great stuff. I sort of want to know if it's fucking hey. Seems I got you all wrong. Cops aren't much known for their artistic sensibilities these days. It's good to meet a fellow poet. Someone with an appreciation for real text. The others here, so you don't really get it. I get you. When they really click, it makes the world seem manageable. Good to be on the same page.
You found some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember those words.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while. God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
He doesn't live in Martinez.
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our They know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow.
Perhaps it's good to agree to get him talking. He eyes you wearily, unsure how to respond. Damn, it didn't work. You should have signaled you're a nationalist before.
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff...
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock, and since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
If they were getting drunk inside the Whirling in Rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
What? Aren't we allowed to say that he's the kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not road to science, man. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well. That's the one. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. Is your man alright? 100%. He's a lorryman selling his employer stuff. Broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. No doubt he's selling...
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself...
Guess so.
To work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure,
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail. There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles.
stylish shades, huh? They'd be even more stylish if you paid for them with net worth. Go over and ask. These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap. Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show. If anything, these lenses probably direct more UV light into your pupils. A UV mac.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, super material, very cool. UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your day. Oh, very interesting choice, officer. Very high culture.
This is how a sea monster sees the world. You've become a sea monster. Giant. Alright, but these actually make your vision worse. It's like, yes, but they also make your soul quiver.
Wow, officer. You look so cool. And they can be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them all up because they've got no taste.
The lieutenant tilts his head and steps back, eyes narrow.
You look like a musician. Like a blind musician. But you could do worse. Take them if you want.
Abort. These are hideous. What's more, they don't even fit your face.
Damn, officer! You look like a mega secret spy. Very secret. They're practically...
It's going to be very difficult for anyone to take.
No, you are definitely not buying those.
Are you sure? But they look so good on you. You should think this through, officer. Everything's still cool here, officer.
No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Oh, okay. But why, officer? An investment? What kind of investment? I hear you, officer. What kind of a sum are we talking about here? Sounds like a fair deal all around.
Corruption.
It's just like bus or seagull. A kid watching out of a window describing things going by. He doesn't like it too much, but what do you do?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs, unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs. That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale.
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs in sight. Not in the box of sunglasses or under the speakers.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But, I am not a lorry driver.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. No, I just forgot. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity. No! That's insane! It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Nothing. I told you. I'm not
And what crowd?
crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
Shush, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please, don't get me into this.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's...
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The rest...
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has... I don't know. I'm not local. I don't know anything about that. I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her.
It could be. She was strange. He's not ruling her out.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detective.
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment. This awful weather keeps me awake. You can entertain me with your questions. Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul. I'm only terrifying to small children, and to those...
Yeah, it's not her. Believe me.
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was. The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there, it's all just... In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway.
In the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air. You don't hear any...
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around? When I have... Oh, Sim.
For something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck? I don't know what you're talking about. He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip. Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Evashel West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
No. He means La Puta Madre.
A legendary and not in a good way. Crime boss from Jamrock. Controls what is probably the most powerful organ. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen the corpse in the yard, yes? You took a peek. I know you did. Does it look like his friends protected him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns and gives you a... I've softened him up as best I could. Now, be careful. This man's still got some fight in him by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
Looking for something, Hunt?
The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is, how does it look on your resume?
What? What do you think we're doing right now? There's some kind of homo thing?
Okay, that's enough. We'll just have to ask someone else about the lady driver. Let's go.
Looking for something? I don't know what you're talking about. Headed something? Listen up, fuckwits. You don't...
No.
A legendary. Looks like the...
Yeah, him.
The lieutenant looks at you, skeptic.
I ain't saying...
Isn't saying nothing saying something? Or did I just blow your mind?
What?
You really got him there, detective.
How about you fuck off?
How do you want to proceed?
The man drops the near-finished cigarette lingering between his fingers. He reaches for a new one with a confident look.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off? I don't know what you're talking about. Headed something? He stole his employer's goods. Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run ever...
No.
A legendary. Looks like the loot.
Yeah.
Then I presume you are familiar?
Yeah.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool.
You're not peon.
No, of course.
He's surprising.
It's not a hard job.
I'm not.
You've seen the corpse in...
Nah, you...
The lieutenant. I've softened him up as best I could. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measure.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
This felt wrong. Wrong like touching your sister.
Mon Dieu! Good job, officer. That was an excellent throw.
Your muscle memory knew what to do and went for it. But there were gaps. It felt like you were going for a thrust or a lunge. There was definitely gonna be jumping. Maybe you scored a point.
What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect...
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston? Or even climb out of his ass? Probably because those rooster pants are squeezing you senseless. Whatever happened to practical, durable, Revachol made? Now.
Look who's talking. That cockatoo uniform must give him a real advantage when fighting.
Yes, officer. What do we need from this gentleman?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really... Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary...
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties. No man can afford to turn his eyes to the horizon if his rear isn't secured. If the women folk take care of that, then men can tackle the bigger issues.
The RCM doesn't discriminate. Women are held to the same standards as men. And as reflect, unlike men, they also have to deal with the very same mentality you two are displaying right now. If it weren't for this, they would outperform.
I'm glad at least some people keep a level head in these turbulent times. Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. No. It was left by heavy artillery fire. Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Mar. This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame. Never
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the...
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
No, they don't. But I'm sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting rabid commies, boiling cats for food and drink, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol. Or even if that damn clan Frissel. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with. It doesn't. That was 100 years ago. Ain't got nothing to do with anything. Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown.
He slouches as he says that. It makes him smaller, admitting they left the king to the mob.
A true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better.
Wait, Joyce said William ran, and his nephew, Frizzle, was shot in his place.
This is communard propaganda. Guillaume would never do something like that. He is Le Lion. The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire. Ah, yes! King Philip III on his...
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury...
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule. Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
The Carabineer doesn't reply, but his entire...
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts.
You can't even take the responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility? That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine for clarity of vision, to aid in their work.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Aware.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor, and it is well known that with the help of cocaine...
Higher realms. Of course, he's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
It's really not. Please, do spare us the...
Yes, indeed. We're not here to invest.
Right. It's a Bell McGrave. 4.46 caliber. Breech lock. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her? I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. This BM-446 is...
I have really outdone myself.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that...
René, it's a little pleasures. Like, hello, officer. How might I be of assistance of this fine day? I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food.
The only one you have.
The sandwich looks like a culinary wonder. Well made and abundant in components. In addition to the obvious slice of ham, a fat one, you notice a brim of a tomato peeking from below. And is that mayonnaise?
Believe me, officer, I wish I could help you, but I need this sandwich to keep my blood sugar stable. In my age, you need to pay attention to these things. Fuck off! It's mine!
A glimmer of respect flashes in Ren.
Sorry, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way, but...
And it's gone.
When the dissidents come to rape our country, he hides. But try to get a bite of his dear sandwich and he gets claws? You're a special kind of vermin, Gaston.
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's... No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really...
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone...
He means caviar socialists.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always...
Odd. He doesn't seem to be lying, but there's something off here.
I'm not
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard. Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I told this...
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later.
The old soldier mumbles something under. There he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking...
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debarders all know me. Oh yes, not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrard keeps me...
So that's what it was before. Him hiding something. He tries to make it look like he's a big deal in the Union, and now the illusion is disintegrating before your and Renee's eyes. He doesn't know anything, because no one tells him anything. He's an...
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. I hate the socialist rabble. But even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written and I happen to have... Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers.
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer. Officer, I have a vivid imagination. And like I say...
He just fluffs it up.
Of course. Don't sink into anything. Don't sink into any fight. Only sink into your couch.
I believe everyone has the right to think and do whatever they want.
Mon Dieu.
No, thank you. For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time. Sure, officer. No. Oh, the goal is to throw you bull. As close to the cochonnet as you can. That's the cochonnet. Well, first, you draw a circle about a half a meter in diameter. We made ours out of rock. Then, the players aim to throw their bulls as close to the cochonnet as possible. They must stay in the circle and keep both feet planted. I could, but I'd rather not. I don't want to take... You'll put that knowledge to good use in 50 years.
I don't like where this is going, officer. Don't you think we should do something else now? Hurry up then.
Yes? Hello? Me? No one. I'm just the...
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working-class woman, why isn't she?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working-class woman needs something to read. It is. I know you are. Mm-hmm. What with?
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing.
My husband? No, he's not. I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends?
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time, no. Why are we still talking about this?
It's got to be something else then. Why else would you be asking her if it wasn't?
No, absolutely not. Are you a policeman or a nanny? They are not missing.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now. My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing? That they're in Jamrock, safe and well. There is no investigation here. I can tell you that.
Okay, it must be asked then. What are you doing here? Why are you pursuing this?
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being...
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
I don't even have a cockatoo.
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
Great. Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Wonderful. The store is open.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. Another comrade. Years of labor are pressing down on her shoulders. She deserves a hug. For all you step in and close your arms around this foreign body, wandering astray in touch.
What is happening?
She seems to be confused. Your hands are wrapped around her polyester coat. The situation is oddly intimate. Your cheek is pressed against her shoulder. Her hand is trapped between your chest.
What?
Less talk, more feeling. Keep your eyes closed. Soak in the closeness. See what the feeling entails. The feeling continues. Warm and comfy on the cold shoreline. You hear a question rising to the surface, trying to break the sensation. So tell me, how does it feel to be close to someone, skin to skin? I wonder how long it has been since you last hugged someone. No, you don't. And it's better that way. Nothing. Don't come back here. Oh my God. Why are you calling me? Stop calling me. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you ever.
Officer, what are you doing? You had the strangest what? It's okay. We all feel out of sorts at times.
Today, the makeshift consolations. The shared cigarette. The masculine jokes. Today, the embrace before hurting.
I'm sorry. I don't really understand.
We can take a break if you're feeling unwell.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
The woman before you, not... Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. You have no clue. It's just a wall. Just an ordinary wall. You have no clue. Just an ordinary wall. You have no clue. Just an ordinary wall. Nothing. You have no clue. It's just an ordinary wall. Nothing's because this is no ordinary wall. It is sublime. Look at it. The shadows, the colors. All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft. Oh, Wallfather. Huh? He sounds tired of it all. Cindy the Skull has all the necessary materials. Talk to her.
Mm-hmm. Sure. If you must.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself. Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water. Almost magic. What I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day. More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What is all of this? The scent, the sound, the air.
What world? The only one, I suppose.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
Great bodies of water, forest-covered surfaces, clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage.
It must be. This is the greatest and the kindest arrangement the atoms had in them.
Indeed. There is a term of endearment they coined for it in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world. Elysium. It does. There are those who would call it a term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists. Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet. Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways. We used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less and less likely by the day. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been...
ORG, Occident Revachol-Grad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three scientific contributors, They're piecing together a dark grey corona. Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago. They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entire, but this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together. However, now you have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the... It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it. See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to.
Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there, on whatever this... The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses.
The Pale is not, technically speaking.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. Remember, we have a cadaver to attend to.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
Ma'am, remember you are dealing with a very sensitive and impressionable police officer who is still recovering from a recent medical episode.
The Lieutenant's right. Let's change topics. What do you want to know? Anything.
This is not going to happen with the lieutenant present, unless you can convince him to step aside.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I...
Yes?
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my... Oh, not only have you found my address, you've...
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Yes, I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens. Does anyone in a city like this? It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me, right?
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm, right?
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it? What for? Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about? Sounds like you're just about to live out your self-pity, not make a statement. I can't have shit art on my conscience. Yeah, not gonna hold my breath, Piggy. You look like you'd suck. Everything really. Hello again, officers. Hello again, officers. Hello again, officers.
You don't have the skills to execute something like this in practice. But, oh boy, the idea's going to blow her fucking mind. She squints her eyes.
On fire. I say, sod off. You don't have the technical skills to do that. I like your idea. Should have thought of it myself. Insult me all you want. You're still an art cop. Sans art.
You're a police officer and a grown-up. Why are you trying to impress her? Maybe try a different approach.
And I need an aircraft carrier. So what? Have you got any kids? Because you sound like the world's But fine, take the brush. I'm all out of fuel.
You know what you should be able to find in your government-issued vehicle? Red-dyed heavy fuel oil. That beautiful wall deserves nothing less.
My fuel oil is for my kinema. Use your own fuel if you are unable to contain your artistic impulses, but please, leave my kinema out of it.
You hear someone walking around inside. The walking stops abruptly. You can feel tension on the other side. Sounded like a woman. A poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than it.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get...
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any...
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? Yes, yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
I knew it. Oh, such horrors that... But what else did you find? Did anything survive?
You don't have anything of substance to tell her until you found that entity of hers.
A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of bio...
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels. A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species. You don't have behavioral problems. That's garbage. You're cool.
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
Several maps. The maps look old. This large map, Ozon, disintegrating. In the northeast, a dust mite stand. You can. 850. The ocean break connections to other worlds. You have little idea. Perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust. This large map, Ozon, disintegrate. In the northeast, a dust mite. You can. 850. The ocean connection. You have little idea. Perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance, and the north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the river Esperance. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stellan, Huron. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. No. This is somewhere to be. This is all you have. Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalked.
Fuck does Kuno care? Fucking right, pig. Kuno's filling bathtubs with that shit. Kuno's a kingpin. Fuck no, pig. Kuno ain't dealing to the popo. Not doing the pork pen.
Belying the act, he's actually telling the truth. Or at least 0.00001% of it. He has a little speed. You need to befriend him first.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why there it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? A tool shed?
Amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. Maybe this Kuno kid, the lieutenant, isn't studying the powder. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the...
looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance. Oh, then he turns back to the sad piece of fabric flapping in the wind.
What are we doing? We're awfully close to breaking into the industrial harbor. They're bound to have information for us, or it could be that we are just exploring. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it, well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to...
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide? Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing. Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed... You could have died there. Shit, 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 shit. I'm failing you.
Hey! What happened? I understand. We can always come back when you're...
Old callbox. East Delta Commerce Center. This must be the name of the doomed commercial area. Whatever she says, it can't hurt you. You're a different person now. Strong. All right. Maybe not healthier, but it's a bonus that you've drunk so hard you can't remember any of your past relationships. There's a light buzz as you press the doorbell, waiting for her to... There's the static again, whispering like a seashell pressed against...
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric. Have you come to place an order?
Here come the bad vibes again. Relax. Distance yourself from it.
It's you. My God.
Wait. Is she...
Michelle, just please. Why did you even call? I don't...
Is this some kind of joke? The voice from the intercom doesn't answer, but you can hear her breathing. Wind blows into your microphone again, crackling.
Ever since I came to work here, it's as if my mind's been wiped clean. It's so nice.
And then it hits you. She tries again not to cry, and still doesn't succeed completely. Her quiet sobs sound old and distant, as if her voice is being played off a wax cylinder. Her sound melts into the static from a long-distance phone call. From time to time, you can... This is where you hung up the call the last time, but the recording is still... The phone rings in the office with an old-fashioned chime, and someone walks by in a pair of heels. No one replies, but the static grows stronger, like rainfall. Then, a female voice speaks out. Her words are too cold to comprehend. She smells of sodium lights and rain streaks on car windows. Eyes like pilot lights watch your shape in dark hallways, guttering.
So... it was a recording trapped in the circuitry from some ancient tenant. This sometimes happens. Shall we conclude here? We have other mysteries to solve. I don't have time to explain it to you right now. Don't take this the wrong way, but during our short stint working together, something weird...
That is true. The tear machines, your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money...
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
The unpromising raised pupil returns.
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your pathetic cup.
He had nothing to do with it.
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called hard...
You pick up on something artificial in his tone, like he's putting on an act. This is unlike him. He is usually more himself.
Fine. They have recently fallen. Find out for yourself.
Interesting.
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polyculture. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your... Of course you are, the Vasholian man. The failure of, above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth cult offshoots of the Seminoles people invented disco while having sex. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race. I can see that. The Seminoles are we are the future. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Elysium are with me in my genetic... No. I have heard about it on the radio. I'm from Couronne. And no, it is not just in Revachol. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic...
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
That will be the...
He will grant us 3 wishes.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits. A protruding occiput.
The lieutenant doesn't.
You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. The promise, there is nothing funky. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Gilbert Vacholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease.
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand, and he's squeezing it. It hurts.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it. I am a degenerate.
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple. Pain shoots up into you.
The words to the song have changed. Say.
Your hand twists in his grip with the pain.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random... I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hug. We are not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a crime. Don't make the situation any more volatile. And you're just going to let him manipulate you like that? We are not here on some political quest. We are here to solve...
The lieutenant groaned. That's right. You should do it again. What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez. The air suddenly feels calmer, more transparent in a strangely tender way. It's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience. It is not a place. It is a moment in time. that can only arise in the right circumstances. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make... That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above. You may never live to see the kingdom of conscience. Your children may not. What rationality? What sang-froid? Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed? There you have it. Sometimes holding the line is progress. The kingdom is difficult, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that it's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual. Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about That's right. Remember, real democracy is just... It's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruta. Lower intestine. The term is metabolic and circulatory system. Fascism, Bruta. Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachol's problems? Yes, them. Women. Women. Men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be... That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that women need to know their place. Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth. Because you've said the hard things that others won't say, the good things, you've said them many times. Okay, yes, that sounds much better. Traditionalism. You like the sound of... You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, bro. For the nation, smart. Best not to mention the women too often. That's why you're the head and I am the stomach. Of course you are, Bruta. Of course. A wink-shaped growl sounds from your ass.
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that up in his face.
Not bad advice, actually. This might...
Let's talk about our right to work. No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a worker.
The unpromising raised pupil returns.
It has happened. Again. The Titan?
Another fit of criminal rage. Who are you, in your own words?
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple.
The words to the song have
Your hand twists in his grip and...
Good. Now go before you enter cardiac arrest.
Please, stop doing this. You are making us look bad.
The unpromising raised pupil returns.
How did this happen?
The unpromising raised pupil returns.
How did this happen?
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk.
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple.
The words to the song.
Your hand twists in his grip and the pain blinds you.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization.
I'm not even sure, though, and you're just going to let him manipulate you like that? We're not here on some political... We're not here on some
The lieutenant... What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere at the air. It's time to become a citizen. It is not a place. It is a moment in Crim. Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed. Speaking of, when are you going to get on that button? History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by... That's the genius of Dolores Day. Tisk tisk. Just you may never live. What rationality? What sang for? What a fucking joke. Do you believe the status quo? There you have it. Sometimes the kingdom is difficult, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the It's also post-industrial. Slow down. That's right. Remember, it's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruta. Lower intestine. The term is metabolic and fascism, Bruta. Many things, but it's mostly, yes, women, men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Woo men need to go back to them. That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that woo men need to know their place. Stomach truth. You're having a stomach because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times. Okay, yes, let's call it that. That sounds much better. Traditionalism. You like the sound of that. You're going to keep your voos for the nation. Smart. Best not to mention the women too often. Of course you are, Bruta. Of course. A wink-shaped growl sounds from your ass.
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief...
Not bad advice, actually.
Let's talk about our right to work. No.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're...
Looking for something, Hunt?
The main thing is to not and, of course, what social sensibilities you're bringing to the table. Remain sensitive. People are watching.
Oh yeah? And what goods are those? There's some kind of homo thing? Looking for something, Hunt?
The main thing is...
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Your word has traveled, yes, but nothing of real substance has surfaced yet, I gather. Wild Pines has
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout. It would give them a read on the entire...
It appears we are being monitored every step we take, colleague. Did we have any other business here?
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything. Glad to have been of assistance.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right? Cracked it. All in a good day's work. What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is. Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell... Didn't she repeatedly tell you her husband isn't Misinda? Do marriages make any sense? Does honor? You're not a filthy philosopher. You're an officer of law. It's time to ace this case and not brood over your reputation. We can deal with the perception management later. There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the working class.
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing. And I specifically added that I didn't need... Very well then. Where is he? Excuse me? I don't write, 'cause working class women come with alcoholic husbands. You know what?
Remember, about that what? Never ever say what.
You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband.
Ha, Blam. Knew it.
I did, and he is. He's also an alcoholic. No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park, or in Shamrock. I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
She sighs, but you can detect...
All right, go ahead. Do you have any... Honestly, not that different from you. Oh, thank God, no. It hasn't come down to this yet. Well, he's slightly. What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue in... It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses...
Who cares about the cold when you have your cool jacket to wear? You can...
I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it? Well, what can you do? I hope yesterday morning he went to the library. He went to retrieve my book and he promised, because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again.
Gone for around 36 hours then. Damn, this is... She turns away from you in an attempt.
So you are going to look for him. Thank you. Please do. Even though...
I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Prison 57?
I will. Of course, officer. As I said, it's probably nothing. Right.
She gives you a...
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive. I just don't like it very much. Movement on the road. Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I know it meant some sure thing. Sure, man.
This is where you say you're a bit.
Detective.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something?
Do not let their squeals disturb your serenity. These are but simple peasants, sire.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We're looking for Titus Hardy.
Oh, this is about him. A real look.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for...
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a...
You might want to start asking your questions now.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match. Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s, sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Mauritian in his late 30s. He spent his youth in Villa Labos, a housing project in the Jamrock quarter. There were incarcerations. Hard to say what else. The ink is fading. And then, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46. The big dick. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy in the far corner. Standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum? On his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician. Size 41, with the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face. Mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing, big guy, boot size 46, deep marks, probably carried the victim over. He alone is 1/3. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything.
The fuck is with you, fella? What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy, there's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn!
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want to...
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
The pretty boy. You got...
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
You mean these boots? We all got a pair. We wore them the night we took the pretty boy out back and hung him by the neck. Yeah. We did this. Together. All of us.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive. And he stepped out alive.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Seminine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade, right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hired merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
'Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Oranese goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Hey,
Do not let this squeal.
What, is he fuck?
Hey, asshole.
We're looking for Titus Hardy.
Oh.
You sure
Oh, he was a real pretty boy.
time to go?
Eee.
You might want to start asking your questions now.
This is where you say your
Detective.
Wow. The RCM sent us some big... This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Hey,
Do not let this squeal.
What, is he fuck?
hey, asshole, up here.
We're looking for Titus.
Wow.
Real big dick cops. Look at them.
Yeah, look at the big dick on that.
Must be something in the water in Jamrock.
Yeah, gave him.
Yeah.
You might want to start asking your questions.
Do a head count first. Connect, starting from the sitting across. He spent his youth, and then the emblem on his vest in the far corner. Standard work size 41, with the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face, mean, watery eye in the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Hey.
Do not let this...
What, is he fuck?
Hey, asshole, up.
We're looking for...
Wow.
Real?
Yeah.
Must be some...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want to...
Do a head count, starting, sitting, across, at the... He spent his youth, and then the emblem in the far on his neck. Let's call this one size in the... In conclusion, exactly.
The fuck is with you, fella? What are you talking? Or what?
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could make...
She? So there's...
Shut the fuck up!
It has to be good.
So let me get...
That's right. You're not cop.
Good. We are all watching each other.
There's no point in pushing it further.
So, you're not just here to swing.
They couldn't get him down, boss. He's still up there, stinking up the place.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
You mean these boots? We all got a pair. We wore them the night we took them. Yeah. We did this. To get...
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't...
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
Why? 'Cause he was and
What kind of mercenary?
the kind that shows up when...
A live grenade. Right here.
I can't prove it. But I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hired...
Because one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm R&E's goddamn special forces.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there. Sang some R&E's...
We couldn't believe it either. But he fucking did. Right there. Like...
Sire, the tale is true. This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
could kill us all if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started to come in here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grab one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her leg. Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking.
Yeah, me and Eugene got around. Aren't you?
There's something odd here. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
No. You're not getting a name. That's a Martinet.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Hey.
Do not let this
What is he?
Hey, asshole, up.
We're looking for Titus Hardy.
Wow. Real?
Yeah.
Must be something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want to...
Do a head count. Started sitting across at the... He spent his youth and then... The emblem in the far corner, on his neck. Let's call this one the music. Size, in the mid. In conclusion, exactly.
The fuck is with you? Why do you... Or what?
Actually,
She?
Shut the fuck up!
It has...
So let me get this straight.
That's right. You're not cops here.
Good. We are all...
There's no point in pushing it.
So... They couldn't...
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
You mean these boobs? We all got a pair.
Yeah.
There's a catch hidden somewhere.
There is no catch?
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
We hanged him up by his neck until he got...
Didn't they teach you anything at the...
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know.
Titus, you don't...
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
Kuno care? You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in? Pig, that's the past. You and Kuno are now. Let's talk about how you opened the secret door, fucking at Kuno's kingdom. Shit. Get the fuck...
You can't do that, Kuno.
Pigs can't displace. Can't do that teleport shit. How did you like it in there, pig old boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right? Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape. Yeah, Kuno plays on snuff radio, fucks pigs, live, fucks their heads off. Kuno's a cop killer. That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
You could use some.
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube and...
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno! He's gonna use it against you, Kuno!
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed...
Fuck you, pig! Don't do mag! You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die!
Is it? You got pretty fucked. Kuno's surprised you've still got your head after all that. Don't sweat it, drunk pig. Kuno will keep your nasty secrets. Kuno's not snitching.
He's saying you climbed up there. He probably saw you do it. Yet, that conclusively explains how the coke got up there.
Of course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just gotta fly, pig. Not for you, pig. Kuno can't wait to see you get all scared and shit.
Kuno can't wait to see you...
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. The fuck do you... Good call, Pigmeister. Kuno doesn't fuck...
I'll die before I...
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now. There he still is. The The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth. More in... You feel a great force ringing from your stomach, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of shish kebab.
Keep it. The hangover is clearly making these worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fridge store nearby.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't...
She looks up from her...
Yes, what we have is there, in the medicine cabinet. Go take a look yourself. A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
She scrunches up her face into an
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear...
Okay. Don't, overdo it or something.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now. The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of you. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Get a hold of yourself.
The weight is reassuring, like a krenel on...
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder. That's probably a good idea. Clear our heads. But before we can do that, you need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now. Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have...
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Hey.
Do not let their squeals disturb your serenity. These are but simple peasants, sire. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Hey.
Do not let their squeals disturb your serenity. These are but simple peasants, sire.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Hey.
Do not let them...
What is he?
Hey, asshole, up.
We are looking.
Wow. Real?
Yeah.
Must be some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want to...
Do a head count, starting, sitting, across. He spent his... and then stacked the emblem in the far corner on his neck. Let's call this size in the middle. In conclusion, exact.
The fuck is with you? What do you... or what?
Actually, boss.
She?
Shut the fuck up!
It has...
So let me get the...
That's right. You're not cop.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing.
So they couldn't.
Funny. But my partner and I have a...
You mean these... We all got...
Yeah. There's a catch hidden somewhere.
There is no catch?
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
Didn't they?
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work.
Titus.
We overpowered.
Then we left.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up. Actually, they're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Well, this one, but he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Hey,
Do not let
What is he?
hey, asshole.
We are looking for...
Wow. Real big.
Yeah.
Must be some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want.
Do a head count. Start sitting across at the. He spent his and then the emblem in the far on his neck. Let's call size in the mid. In conclusion, exactly.
The fuck is with you? What are you or what?
Actually,
She.
Shut the fuck up.
It has.
So let me get...
That's right. You're not
Good.
There's no point.
So they couldn't.
Funny. But my partner and...
You mean these? We all got.
Yeah.
There's a catch hidden.
There is no catch.
All 7 together. They dilute in respect.
Didn't they?
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with.
Titus.
We overpowered it.
Then we left.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Actually, they're admirably.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Hey,
Do not let the.
What is he?
hey, asshole.
We are looking for...
Wow. Real.
Yeah.
Must be some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want.
Do a head count. Starting sitting across at. He spent his and then the emblem in the far on his neck. Let's call this size in the mid. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. Exact.
The fuck is with you, fella? What are you talking? Or
actually,
She.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn.
It has.
So let me get this...
that's right. You're not
Good.
There's no point in.
So they couldn't.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious...
You mean these? We all got.
Yeah.
There's a catch hidden.
There is no catch.
All 7 together. They dilute.
We hand.
Didn't they?
This is where an autopsy.
Titus.
We overpowered.
Then we left.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable. Actually, well, this one, but he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up.
With number.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Right fucking here. The fucker print.
This one has a distinct style. He puts so much whiny emotion into everything he says, it's hard to see if he's lying. But he could be.
Like what, copper?
You don't have to answer any of his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
known him? We don't.
Yeah.
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town.
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you... Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions. Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
Who do you fucking think does?
Titus, no one was thinking
that there's any question who's the leader. That's how he would have ended it. Titus won't let him.
No. 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 Fuck no! The big dick.
is right here, asshole.
Disregard the outburst, officer. None of the boys have any comments on their power relations. That night, they acted as one. That's all.
How many people have you sent to the Chaise?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the code.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
The River Esperance Correctional Facility, a military prison run by the Coalition, dubbed Reunion by the inmates.
Doesn't remember them. He just forgets. Are you hearing?
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure. Why? I am.
What kind of murder?
The kind of
Alive?
I can't prove it. But I...
Because one night he walked.
Really?
Yeah, really.
We couldn't believe.
Sire, the tailor, this is a serious violation of the character.
Wrong. He harassed...
From rape to... He regrets meant
to kill us all.
Yeah, he said it.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt?
Aren't you?
Yeah.
There's something. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape.
No. You're not...
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
Yeah, lawman. What?
It's almost an anthropological sight, watching him try to assert.
Not in the arresting.
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his easy. Walk back from the provocation. While the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve, there's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts. Their eyes are light.
Look, coppers. I know you think you're doing your job here.
The bore's the size of your eye. He doesn't actually want to hurt you. There's an easy way out of this. A self-deprecating joke. The last thing you hear is a little murmur. Not a blast, not an echo. No one screams. It's... More dead cops. Sad news from the district of Martinez, as the bodies of 2 police officers are found floating in the canal. It is believed the officers were pursuing a murder investigation, but got caught in the dock workers' strike and were gunned down under unclear circumstances. Such needless loss of life is truly tragic. A local union...
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Hey.
Do not let this.
What is he?
Hey, asshole.
We're looking for.
Wow. Real?
Yeah.
Must be some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want.
Do a head count. Starting, sitting across. He spent his youth and then the M in the far on his neck. Let's call size in conclusion. Exact.
The fuck is with you? What do you... Or what?
Actually...
She.
Shut the fuck up!
It has.
So let me get.
That's right. You're not
Good.
There's no point in pushing it.
So... They couldn't...
Funny. But my.
You mean these... We all got a pick.
Yeah. There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could.
There is no catch.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
Yeah, lawman.
It's almost an anthropological sight, watching him try to assert.
Not in the...
By your side, easy. While the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve, there's a knife in there.
Look, coppers. I know you think you're doing your job here.
The boss, he doesn't actually want to hurt.
Good one. You need to go cool off right now, copper.
That won't be necessary. We'll be on our way for now.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Hey.
Do not let.
What is he?
Hey, asshole.
We're looking for.
Wow. Real?
Yeah.
Must be some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want to.
Do a head count first. Connect these men, starting, sitting, across, at the. He spent it and then stack the emblem in the far corner on his neck. Let's call size in conclusion. Exactly.
The fuck is with you? What do you... Or...
Actually...
She.
Shut the fuck up!
It has.
So let me get.
That's right. You're not
Good. We are.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks.
So... They couldn't...
Funny.
You mean these... We all got a...
Yeah. There's a catch hidden somewhere.
There is no catch.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
Why? I am.
What kind of.
The kind that...
A live grip.
I can't prove it.
Because one night...
Really?
Yeah.
We couldn't...
Sire, this is a serious violation of the carry.
Wrong.
From rape. He regrets.
To kill us all.
Yeah. He said...
He grabbed some.
Yeah. Show me your con. Why don't you show me...
Aren't you?
Yeah.
There's some... Seems like they don't want to talk about it.
No.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
Didn't they?
This is where an autopsy.
Titus.
We overpowered.
Then we left.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up. Actually, they're... Well, this one. But he's always fidgeting. So don't get your hopes up.
With numbers, asshole.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Weren't you fucking...
This one has a distinct style. He put...
Like what, copper?
You don't have.
I know, Lizzie.
No. Yeah.
Quiet.
By the pines.
No. Why don't you ask her?
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, are you deaf? Do you think...
A trick question. Don't let her...
Who do you fucking think does?
Titus, not... That there's any question who's the leader. That's how...
No.
Disregard the outburst, officer. None of the boys have any comments.
How many people have you sent to the Shade?
Chaise Electrique.
Or send them to Reunion to rot.
The River Esperance Correctional Facility, a military prison run by the Coalition, dubbed Reunion by the
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure. Yeah, Lom.
It's almost an anthropological...
Not in the...
By your side, easy, while the little rat-faced man
Look, coppers. I know you think you're doing your job here.
The boar's the son. He doesn't actually want to hurt you.
Good one. You need to go cool off right now, cop.
That won't be necessary. We'll be on our way for now.
Kingdom of Conscience. The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the Coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on Earth.